Hello everybody, it's Rachel. Welcome back. In today's video I have a review, or just to touch on all of my favorite e.l.f. brushes. And I've been using e.l.f. brushes for a very long time, like since they first came out. I used their studio brushes and I have loved them. Their quality has always been pretty par and non-standard. They've worked very well, and every day that I do my makeup I find myself always reaching for a e.l.f. brush. So the first brush that I'm going to talk about is the e.l.f. powder brush, and it's just like a flat top kind of kabuki style brush, but it feels so nice on when you're powdering, depending on no matter what. I feel like this works really well for like powder foundation to get the most coverage. So I highly recommend this one. I actually own 3 of them. One of them's in the dirty bin. This one's probably going out, but I have 3 of them. One of which I had like a little color piece on it, which I know is my oldest one, which is really fun. It has like purple nail polish on it. And I really love this for powder foundation. Just loose powder. It just helps buff it in instead of like a full. It's not. So you get more of a full coverage and a more even spread, and it buffs it in and you don't get that powdery finish. And that is one of my most top favorite brushes. So then my next top favorite, which one I actually own several of these. I think I have 4 of them. I have 3 right now. The e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. It does work phenomenally for concealer. You can use it to apply eye primer. It works really great for that. I love these so much. It is a great concealer brush. I do highly recommend it for that. And it's just an all-around great brush for multitask use. For, you know, spot concealing, you can just pat it in for whatever areas you need and stuff like that. So I highly recommend these brushes. Like I said, most of these I have several of, so if that is any consolation to you, then I highly recommend the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. And I will put I'm gonna put them on the screen right here just so you can tell the prices of the recent prices now. I feel like when I first bought these, they were not $1, but I think they were $3 a piece. $3 a piece. The dollar brushes, some of them were okay, but just a lot of them were kind of flops. So the next brush that I have is the e.l.f. Blush Brush, and I highly recommend this one. This is one of the first ones I bought as well, and it's actually really great for blush. Some people don't like it for blush, but I find it works really well, and I think it works fairly awesome. I used to also use this as a foundation brush because it kind of has that look of like a paddle foundation brush, you know, and so I used to use it for foundation all the time because it helped buff it in. And then it's also really great for contouring. You could use it as a bigger highlighter brush. A very good multi-use brush if you wanted to get more than one. I do actually have more than one of these, not in rotation right now, but I do have them. Actually, I have another one right here in my brush. This one is a little bit different handle, so I don't know if it came in like a kit or something, but so I have 2 of those. So that is the e.l.f. Blush Brush. The next one that I highly recommend is the e.l.f. Small Stipple Brush. I have several of these as well. I actually have one. I actually have like these, like it's like a kabuki. It's like the exact same as this, but it's a little bit kind of bigger around, you know, circumference, and it's like a travel size. So, but I absolutely love this brush. It's one of I like to apply foundation with this alone. I mean, it seems like it's a lot, but I like that it's a little bit more compact than like the full stipple brush. I do like this one, but I don't recommend a stipple brush all the time because it's not a very much of a multi-use kind of a brush. You can only do a couple things with it, and I mean, I have one and it's gotten some use. You can see that it needs to be washed, but other than that, I recommend the small stipple brush over the large because this one is good for concealer. I wouldn't recommend it over the concealer brush, but this one I like for you know, like cream products. And like I said, I like to apply foundation with this. I have one of these in like, this is my, actually I should do a video on this, and I need to clean it out anyways. Before I clean it out, I should do a video on what's in here. This is like my emergency makeup bag, and I just kind of like, if we have somewhere to be and I'm not ready for the day yet and I need to put some makeup on, I just put this in my purse and put the makeup on in the car when my husband is driving. My husband's driving, not me. If I'm driving, I just don't put makeup on. Like if I have to go somewhere and I just ran out of time because of my kids and just did not get ready, I normally have everything done except for my makeup, and I feel like that's just like an extra step. So I like to have this if it's something I would like to wear makeup for, and I have some stuff in here. So I do need to do a video on this. Comment down below if you want to see that, and also leave it a thumbs up for this video. Okay, so that is the small stipple brush. I have one in that bag and I love it so much. It's a good brush. So the last three, these are all face brushes. I could do one on eye brushes, but I think I have to go through and wash some of them, because these ones I already washed these, so they looked nice and you can see what they look like brand new. This one is the small tapered brush. I would say this is e.l.f.'s answer to like a highlighter brush, but I feel like it's really good for setting underneath your eyes as well. You could do highlighter like I said, and then you could contour the nose with this. I haven't tried it because I don't tend to contour my nose, but you probably could. I would say I probably tend to use this more for highlighter, but if you want a highlighter brush, I would recommend this one because it's really cute and tapered. This is the highlighter brush that I use also. This is one from SL Miss Glam that I got in a BoxyCharm, and it's basically kind of the same concept, you know. You can see that they're kind of tiny and tulip shaped, so I think that this one is probably the most bang for your buck. This one is a lot of money, so you can see here how much it is and if it's worth it. Just so I will talk about that one. I feel like I'm rushing. I always feel like that I'm talking really fast, but when I'm watching the camera, it doesn't seem like I'm talking really fast. And now I'm like, I need to like, ooh. I haven't even had any coffee today. Okay, the next brush, I'm going to talk about this. I ended up really liking this brush. I would say that it's probably similar in a sense, not like style-wise, but kind of, you could probably get the same use out of both of these, you know, but this one is more for blush, but I'm going to talk about this one. This is called the Mineral Powder Brush, and I can see what they're talking about. It's funny because they don't have mineral makeup anymore on e.l.f. website, but you can still get this brush. But you can, it's really soft, and you could buff mineral makeup in with this, especially concealer. But I would say this is a really good contour brush because it's nicely domed here at the top, and it just works really, really well. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus on the area that I want it to focus on. And it's just a good shape overall. I think that if you want a contour brush and you want to start learning how to contour, I would get this brush and then the next one that I'm talking about. But this does have a good reference to contour, and then for your forehead, you don't get it everywhere. It's kind of in a concentrated area. And I would say this one is good for if you really like need a high coverage powder. If you want to bake, you could do that with this brush because you just pat it in the powder and then put it on. So that is what this one's good for. I really do like it. I think I have 3 of these ones as well. The reason I have so many is because I always like to keep them in my rotation. So when things are clean, I always have something, you know, like there's clean, there's being used, and then there's dirty. It seems excessive, but that's what I do. Anyhow, the next brush, but not the least brush, is the Flawless Face brush, and this one is actually pretty a very, very, very multitask brush. You can definitely powder with this. I wouldn't say you would get as much like coverage if you're looking for like powder foundation wise, but this one is good for like a nice dusting of powder if that's what you're looking for. And this one is also a really good one for like a really soft contour, because the way that it's tapered like this, you can see the bristles kind of come out, so you have bristles all along here to help blend. and it's just really soft. I just like putting brushes on my face because it's really soft. So you could definitely powder with this. I would say you could probably put blush on with this, but it would be kind of a lot, so maybe not so much. But really good for like a nice soft like powder in certain areas. You could pat powder on, but that's what I like this one for, if I'm just doing like a little bit of powder. I do wear powder foundation quite a lot, so that's why I recommend this one. And I do like to buff my powder in on my face because I use very minimal foundation, so I like to kind of mix them together to get a good balance of coverage that doesn't look too makeup-y. So that is the brushes that I'm here, the e.l.f. brushes. If there's any brushes that are from e.l.f. that you recommend or that you have that you love, let us know down below and we can all check them out together. This is a fun topic to talk about. I love e.l.f. brushes. I feel like everyone's like, Morphe. Honestly, I have 3 Morphe brushes and I didn't even buy them from Morphe. I bought them from Hot Look, so sorry, not sorry. It's just not, I don't really know. A lot of the brushes that I do have I've gotten from BoxyCharm. I found them on like clearance at Target. It's just, brushes are, to me, brushes are brushes. And if you find one that's good, great. You don't need to buy a $30,000 brush. That's an exaggeration. Don't worry about it. But the brushes that I probably would buy if I wanted to splurge on brushes would probably be SLM's Glam brushes. They are just so cute and such great quality. I have a couple of them and I love my little collection of them from BoxyCharm, but these are the brushes that I would recommend if you want to get something that's a little bit more splurgy, fun. I've heard there's so many. I mean, like Wayne Goss brushes, I would buy that if I was doing more people's makeup, but I'm not. So I'm just doing mine as now, thus far. So these are the brushes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So I have 7 brushes here. This is enough to do a whole face of makeup. And basically I've created a brush bundle for you. These are the brushes that I highly recommend. There is blush brushes, contour brushes, highlighter brushes, concealer brushes, powder brushes, cream brushes. There's enough in here, and I feel like if you look on their website, there's all of these ones are not in a pack. They're kind of random, and I'll put a pack on here which brushes that they do have on here. But these are the brushes that I highly recommend, and if you guys have these, let me know what you think about them. And if you have any brushes from e.l.f. you want us to talk about, go and leave that down below. Don't be afraid to comment down below because I will read it. I will heart it. I will like it. So don't be afraid. I want to talk about these brushes. I want to talk more in the comments. So, and I need to sneeze. Goodness me. Bless me. Okay, so without further ado, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching. If this video was helpful to you in any way, go ahead and leave it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't.